Right? Shalom, shalom. When the Hebrew Israelites here to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom, all right, this is the English section. All right, we're here to uplift the chosen people. Well, really, Yahweh Shai is going to uplift the chosen people when he comes back to deliver us. All right, which are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the scattering abroad. All right, Yahweh Shai is coming back to deliver you and only you, man. All right, so first and foremost, let's give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, HaKadosh.
Double honor to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone again. And salutations, much love and respect to brothers out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. And shalom to sincere sisters there on the comment board listening. All right, so listen, man, we just wanted to be the mark of the beast. That's the next major prophecy to come to pass. See, when that comes to pass, that's going to shake up the whole world, man. It's going to shake up a lot of these Israelite camps as well. Because a lot of you are not teaching the truth. All right? They're saying the mark of the beast is sin, which makes no sense. Okay? Because this mark has to be tied to buying and selling.
That's right.
It tells you that directly. Get me Revelation 13. Let's start from 10.
Revelation 13 and verse 11. And I beheld another beast come up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
Now that beast represents this system that we're in, this Edomite system. All right? The 2 horns represent the 2 sides of the same coin, which is the Democrat, Republican, or the liberal, conservative, which is the same thing. All right? You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 12. And he exerciseth all.
But notice it's on the same beast. Okay? Go ahead.
And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast.
Now the first beast is the Roman Empire. That's why it said whose deadly wound was healed. This is nothing, this whole system in NATO and the EU, this is nothing but the revival of the Roman Empire. That's right. Okay? That's why when you look at it, how it's built and how they function, this place is falling the exact same way the Roman Empire did. They devalued the money, right? They started mixing the silver with other lesser metals, and that started bringing down the economy. They put these, women in super high positions, right? They put more freakism in the society, and you see all these things elevate. And while they're doing this, their society is falling down. Okay, go ahead.
Whose deadly wound was healed.
Hold on. Why did you learn Roman numerals in school? Right. We all learned that, right? Why? Because this is not spiritually the Roman Empire revived. Go ahead.
Verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
That's dealing with their bombs, their nuclear missiles, or really their atomic missiles is what you see happening in Hiroshima, Nagasaki. You know, when they test that, they test the nuclear missiles too. Okay, so ultimately that's speaking about their bombs. Okay, go ahead, their missiles. That they drop from heaven. It comes from the outer atmosphere, right? It comes down. Go ahead.
Verse 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
Now the miracles is his technology in general. Those are his miracles, right? The fact that we can talk to somebody all the way in New York from here, right, by just pressing a button, that's a miracle going back to the ancient world. You understand what I'm saying? We had that type of technology dealing with the Urim and the Thummim, okay? But at the end of the day, Esau has this in abundance. Everyone has this. Okay, this is a higher level. Go ahead.
Saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast shall both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast shall be killed.
Now the image is the system. Okay, they're building a digital system that's based upon their this Roman Empire. Okay, now they're coming to the point now when they implement that mark. If people that are not down with the system, they have certain people that are going to be on the red list, certain people are going to be on the blue list, certain people are going to be on the yellow list, man. All right, if you're on the red list, they're just going to kill you. All right, they're not looking to rehabilitate you. Okay, for the most part. All right, but then there's other people that they say, okay, maybe we can re-educate this individual. Okay. See, people like us, we're on the red list. You know that. All right? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Revelation 12 and verse 17. And the dragon was brought with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed.
Now, the woman is who? The woman is Israel. Okay? Go ahead.
Which keep the commandments of Yahweh and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai.
Which is us. All right? Well, when we continue to the end, all the brothers doing this, right? Even you sisters that are doing it, trying to do it to the best of your ability with the law, statutes, and commandments, guess what? the elites, they have an eye on you, man. Right? They're trying to take you out. Okay? That's why you had something called Project Megiddo, but you can even look that up. And they had the so-called, what they call the black Hebrew Israelites listed on there going back to the 90s. That's before it was even big. All right? Why did they have us listed on that going back to the 90s? Because they knew, the elites know about the prophecies in the Bible. All right? They know the biggest threat to their society is these prophecies coming to pass. Right? So what are they trying to do? They're trying to offset prophecy. By doing what? By taking out the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay? Project Megiddo? Okay, read out real quick.
This is Project Megiddo from the Wikipedia. It says Project Megiddo was a report researched and written by the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation under Director Louis Freeh, released on October 20th, 1999. The report named followers of white supremacy, Christian identity, the American militia movement, black Hebrew Israelites, and apocalyptic cults as potential terrorists who might become violent in reaction to the new millennium.
Right. So all of those things are going to be tied together. All of those things. They're going to tie us together with white supremacists, right? Which, what were they doing? They were killing black, white, beating up so-called blacks and Latinos and so on and so forth. They were actually inciting violence, right? They're going to tie that with the Christians, right? Which the Christians were, you know, some of them just read the Bible, right? Why? Because the biggest threat is this book. Okay? A lot of those Edomite so-called white supremacists, they believe in the Bible. All right? Go ahead. Let's sit on that. Go ahead.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 12. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He is clean.
This is the mindset of the elites. Go ahead.
He is clean, contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objected to
that's what we're doing now. We're upbraiding them by basically we're calling them out on their wickedness. We're going through all their different things that they've been saying, they've been doing, right? How it goes against the Bible, how it goes against the Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahweh Shai. Right? That's what it means. So they don't like being called out. Go ahead.
He objected to our infamy, the transgressings of our education. He professed to have the knowledge of the Most High. And he calleth himself the child of the Lord. He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us, even to behold.
Right, because when you first come into this truth, the first thing it does, it basically destroys your whole reality. It's true. Okay? What it does, it breaks down everything that you thought you knew, all right, and it gives you the truth. But these people don't know the truth. These people are zombified, man. Right. That's why you got a lot of these people that still voting. Okay, they still believe in the system. Okay? Right, because they're zombified, man. They don't see what's getting ready to happen. All right? The famine is coming. They don't see that. They don't understand that. Go ahead.
He is grievous unto us, even to behold. For his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He professeth at the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that the Most High is his Father.
And that's what we do. We make the boast that the Heavenly Father is our Father, and we don't follow the ways of these Edomites, so we understand this is a wicked way. And the people and the heathen and the ways of this world. What you got?
This is the
book. You probably want to ask for
This is Job 24 and verse 17. For the morning is still them.
We need to get back to Revelation 13. Go ahead.
Job 24 and verse 17. For the morning is still them, even as the shadow of death. If one knows them, they are in the terrors of the shadow of death.
Why? Because they work in secrecy, right? That's why you had some call it an Illuminati, right? The secret societies, right? Have you heard about that? The secret societies? You know about them, right? So why? Because they work in secrecy, all right? They don't work in the open. They don't tell you their plans. They're going to tell you the exact opposite of what they're trying to do, all right? Go ahead.
This is Job 15 and verse 21. A dreadful sound is in his ears, and prosperity.
Well, now we're in the time now. We're in the stage of the NWO where they're telling you what they're getting ready to do. That's why you got people like Carl Schwab, Yuval Noah, those devils. All right, they're basically saying what they're getting ready to do, but they're painting it as if they're trying to save the world by doing this. You understand? Go ahead.
This is Job 15 and verse 21. A dreadful sound is in his ears, and prosperity the destroyer shall come upon him.
That's it. Because the Lord is going to take them up. Right when they think they're going to fully establish a new order, the Lord is going to come back and take all this down. Okay? He's setting up, first of all, they don't control anything. He's controlling them. So they could only go so far. Okay? That's what people don't understand. That's what they don't understand. That's a real quick ball.
This is Psalm 92 and verse 7.
Yeah.
When the wicked spring up as the grass, when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever.
Right. When they're starting to flourish in their NWO. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 5. The vile person shall be no more called liberal,
Right.
nor the churl said to be bountiful. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will
Because
work.
they're villains, right? Listen to Claude Schwab. He sounds like a villain, man. Zoo will eat the bugs and he sounds like a villain, man. Yeah, he is a villain. You know what I'm trying to say? Why? Okay, so that's how it goes, man. Go ahead.
For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity,
Yeah.
to practice hypocrisy and to utter error
Bro, and
against
this
the
whole
Lord.
society is based on hypocrisy, man. Everywhere, this whole society is hypocritical, man. Everything these devils do is hypocritical. All right? Go ahead.
To make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. The instruments also of the churl are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying
We're going
words.
to get right back to Revelation 13. We got to finish that part off. What you just said there, right? Read that part again. That last part.
The instruments also of the churl are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words.
Right, but even when you go before, when you read about it being them being hypocritical, right? Because how did these Amalekites, these small hat people, you're not going to come, because if you say their name, they'll flag you, because they own YouTube. They'll flag you on YouTube. All right? How did these small hat people, how did they get rich? Right? First of all, it was from the banking, number one. It was from a shark being, how do you say that, predatory lending, so to speak. Okay? But other than that, you had they were vendors, right? In New York, right? They had a lot of those vending, you know, you see on the corners, you used to see people vending and selling things, right? That's how that's how Macy's started. Okay? A lot of those big corporations you see now, that's how it started. And you can start from the ground up. If you could just set up stuff and sell stuff right here, you can start from the ground up and build yourself up. So what did they do? They got on a level with that, and they said, no, you need a license, you need this. And then when our people started to go out and do these things, no, they started to confiscate their things. No, this is not legal anymore. So that's hypocrisy, right? Because they don't want you to get on their level. You see how that works? Go ahead.
It reads on. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right.
That's it. Even when the needy speaketh right. All right, let's get back to Revelation 13 chapter. So that's hypocrisy right there. That's an example of great hypocrisy. Go ahead.
That's Revelation 13 and verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great,
Yeah.
rich and poor, free and bond,
Yes.
to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
So that means everybody, right? Free, bond, poor, rich, everyone is going to have to receive that, or they're going to want everyone to receive that mark.
That's right.
Okay? The elect is not going to take that mark. We always tell you, don't take that mark. We always say, do not take the mark. Okay? Now, it says that they want everyone to take it, right? Now, when you look into that word mark, it's karaka, okay? Which means what? Which means what? Something in etched, right? Which when you etch something, you're cutting the skin, right? So now, when you go into the root word karaks, it's a palisade, something that you would actually put inside something, okay? Now, the word before it, epi, the word epi means in. You have certain translations that say on the hand, but that's not correct. Epi in the Greek really means in the hand or in the forehead.
That's right.
That's why you got Elon Musk with his what? Neuralink. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
They're acting like this guy's some type of freedom fighter. No, he's working with the. He's, I believe, he's a descendant of one of those top elite families, man.
That's
Okay.
controlled opposition.
That's control. There we go. You're thinking. There we go. All right. Just like Alex Jones, he's controlled opposition as well. Okay. Go ahead.
Verse 17, that no man might buy or sell,
Yeah.
save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
So now that's tied to buying and selling. So in other words, you need to take that in order to be able to buy and sell in the times to come.
That's right. Bring it out.
Okay? So what are you camps talking about? It's sin. No, it just means sin. That makes no sense. You're not going to be able to go to, you can't go to the store now and say, listen, I committed adultery. Let me get a loaf of bread.
That's right.
Okay? I stole something, let me get a loaf of bread. It doesn't make any sense. All right? It has to be tied to buying and selling. And you can see the system that they're building right now. It's a digital system. They're about to do away with cash completely, man. All right? I believe Trudeau just put a lot of money into dealing with the cash society, right? And building digital businesses. All right? Why are they doing that? They're doing that so that they can bring in that system, man. So you can just walk in and you don't have to pull out a card now. You just gotta wave your hand, man. All right? And they're trying to paint it to you as if it's a great thing. See, why do you gotta pull out your card for? You don't need to waste time to pull out your card. That takes too much work, you know? Pull out your card, put it in the hole, right? Now just swing it, and no one can steal it, right? So this is how the devil operates. The devil is not coming to you straight. He's coming to you around. Get me, we gotta know the devices of the, read what you got.
This is Psalm 55 and verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
That's right.
But war was in his heart.
Listen, this is the same spirit. You see, people don't understand. There's spirits that are reincarnated. See, that's more than something else. All right, but the serpent that was in the garden was not an actual serpent. It was a man with serpent-like characteristics. All right, and he came back as his spirit went into Cain, and then his spirit also went into Esau and Edom.
That's right.
And the Edomites are the ones that rule the earth right now. Okay? I believe it was Miriam Knox. She said that the house of Rothschild, they know that they're Edomites. They know they're of the house of Esau. All right? Go ahead.
His words were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Right, they were drawn swords. Go ahead. Now is it on that? Give me Isaiah 30. Give me Isaiah 30. Go ahead.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Right, we're not ignorant. You can't be ignorant of Satan's device. You got to know these things. This is why we're out here. We're out here to warn. Give me that set watchmen. We're here to warn the people. We're here to warn mainly our people. We're here to warn them. To tell them, listen, man, you better wake up. Okay? And we're here to tell the other nations their judgment as well. Right. Okay? Go ahead. What did I ask for before? I asked for something. Isaiah 30? Yeah, get that. Read that real quick.
This is Ezekiel 3 and verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the...
Read Isaiah 30 first.
The book of Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord, that take counsel.
And the rebellious children is the Israelites. Okay? The 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. There's people on this side, and we have Israelites scattered amongst other nations as well. All right? That look like other nations. Right? Okay? So now how are we judging that? Through the Spirit. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, woe.
Listen, if you gravitate to this truth, chances are you are an Israelite. Okay? There's chances are you are an Israelite. All right? But that, you never know. We gotta weigh the spirit. Go ahead.
This is the book of Romans chapter 8.
No. Let's deal where we're at. All right. Isaiah 30. Yep.
This is Isaiah 30 and 1. Woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me. And that cover.
See, we gotta tell the truth, the full truth, man. You can't tell partial truths.
That's right.
You gotta tell the full truth. See, there's certain Israelite groups, they're in their feelings so much that a guy look like something. Nah, you a Edomite because they wanna, because they're mad at Esau. They might have just, you know what I mean? But you can't do that. You gotta give the full truth, lest you be found guilty.
That's right.
But if they're Edomites, they're not gonna make it anyway. If they're heathen, they're not gonna make it anyway. All right? Go ahead.
It says here, woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Right. That walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth.
So when you walk down to go into Egypt, that means what? You're trusting in the government. Okay? You see? Whatever government you're in, you're trusting in that government. That's what it means. Rather than trusting in the Heavenly Father, rather than trusting in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And he doesn't, and he's not with that. Okay? When you do that, he's very angry at that. Okay? Because when we came out of Egypt, you had Israelites, when Moses was gone for a certain amount of time, they would go back and worship a golden calf. All right? Because they didn't have trust in the Lord. They didn't have faith in the Lord. Even after he just finished delivering them out of a dire situation. Right?
That walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
Yeah, because when you look at Esau has all this technology, the tanks, the guns, right? He has his militaries. It seems unstoppable. man. He got his fighter jets, right? You understand? You see what they did in Panama? You remember? Did you brothers watch the Panama Deception? Did you ever see that sister, the Panama Deception? No, the Panama Deception was like a documentary. Basically, they were using testing weapons on those Panamanians. All right, which those are the tribe of Zebulon, man. Those are Israelites. You know, you saw images of people melted in their cars because they were using those lasers. You understand what I'm saying? So how can the Panamanians fight against that? Right? You can't. Listen, Esau has that power. Give me the prince of the power to air. Go ahead.
This is Revelation 6:4. And there went out another horse that was red.
Yes.
And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
Right. The power was given to him. Okay? The power was given to him from who? From the Heavenly Father. That's right. For a time period. All right? So therefore, you can't go and take down Esau right now. You got to let Esau reign until the Lord comes back and takes him out, man. You can't jump up and try to fight against Esau, man. You really shouldn't even be pushing that image. Because what's Esau going to do with that? He's going to use that to demonize you. Which he has enough anyway to demonize us. Right? Because there's certain Israelites that learn they're Israelites and they're flashing guns or they're going to the shooting range. There's no, what's the point of doing that? The weapons of our warfare is not carnal, man. All right?
Precept.
We got a precept. Hold on, brother. You had something or no? Yeah? Bring it out. I got you, brother. I know you were holding it. There's more? Okay, finish that
It
off.
says, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
Right, which represents his weaponry. Like we were just mentioning, man. His weaponry. All right? It seems unstoppable. But what did the Lord say? He said he's going to break their teeth. Go ahead. Get that, bro.
This is Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 2. Wherein in time past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
Right. So speaking about Satan, and that's who Esau works through, man. Right. He works with Satan on the left-hand side. We're supposed to work with the Heavenly Father on the right-hand side. Okay, and the right-hand side is more powerful than the left-hand side, by far. Which there was an example of that in Egypt, right? When you had the serpent, he made his staff into a serpent, and then the Egyptian magi's, they tried to make their staffs into serpents. And what happened? That staff ate up those serpents.
That's right.
Right? And then there was a point where they couldn't reach. When he made the lights come, they said, no, this is the hand of the Most High.
That's it.
All right? They said, no, we can't do that. See? And it's going to be the same thing with Esau, man.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17, and verse 8.
Yep.
For they that promised to drive away terrors and troubles from a sick soul were sick themselves of fear, worthy to be laughed at.
This was speaking about those magi's in Egypt. Okay? So even though they were talking like they were big and bad and they could do all this magic and this witchcraft, when the Most High really brought his power down, they said, nah, man, we can't even deal with that. They got scared. They got nervous. Go ahead. See how that goes.
Psalm 18 and 17. He delivered me from my strong enemies.
Yes.
And from them which hate me.
Yes.
For they were too strong for me.
That's it. And in fact, that's why he said, Jacob, thou worm.
Right.
Fear not. He called us a worm. He called the Israelites Jacob, thou worm, man. All right? Because at the end of the day, we're just men.
Right.
At the end of the day, we're just men. You see? See, in the kingdom of heaven, what's the Lord going to do? He's going to upgrade us, man.
That's right.
We're not just going to be men in the kingdom. Okay? We're going to be gods on the earth. All right? Mini gods. Lowercase g. All right? Because that's blasphemy, brother. Well, hold on. They said that to the Lord. The Lord said the same thing. You see? He said these people don't understand the full, they don't have the full understanding of the scriptures. Okay? What you got, bro?
This is Isaiah 51 and verse 12. I, even I, am he that comforted you. Who art thou that thou shouldest be afraid of a man that shall die, and of the Son of Man which shall be made as grass?
That's it, because Esau doesn't, like I said, the Most High is controlling Esau, man. Right. If Esau wanted to take us off, he can't take us off because right now the Most High has that hedge. When the Most High says it's time to, okay, it's done with the preaching now, that's when we're off the streets. And when that happens, that's when all hell is going to be really out there. That's when it's going to be dead bodies just all over the place, man. Okay? Go ahead.
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and 7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
See, Paul knew that Esau was the wicked. Okay? Because Yahushua himself told him that. Yahushua himself taught him, I should say, rather. Okay? So that's why he said those things. He said the mystery of iniquity. What was the mystery of iniquity? The man of sin. Or the people of sin. Which they were working already through the Romans.
That's right.
All right? The Romans, man. Go ahead.
And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Right, because he's coming, the main target that the Lord is coming for, he's coming for the Edomites. You Israelites that are going to get caught up in that is because you Israelites are not following the ways of Yahushua. All right, go ahead.
Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders.
That's it, right? Right, that's it. Okay, his working is after the left-hand side of Satan. All right? Go ahead. You got some? Okay. No precept? Go ahead, bro.
This is Proverbs 21 and verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it.
Hey, bro. Ask him if he wants a paper. You want a paper? You want a paper? Come through, man. All right?
This is Proverbs 21 and verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord.
Like I said, you gotta hope you're an Israelite, man. You gotta hope you're an Israelite. You know? It's possible, man. It's possible, bro.
I see you guys drinking your Esco water. Try not to pollute upon your land.
Right.
I know you're awake. I just started returning to church 3 weeks ago. I really appreciate this. It's a blessing for me to walk past this. I've always been interested in Revelation. It's a very cryptic book. You know, it's hard to understand. So I really appreciate you guys coming out here and trying to educate us.
You might very well be an Israelite, man. Give me Isaiah 11 chapter, 11 verse real quick.
You might be.
You might very well be, man. All right, because you believe, man. You believe and you're tied to the scriptures. That's a characteristic of the Israelites. They have a zeal for their Father. You see, this is not a thing of how you look. All right, because we've been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Right. All right, so Israelites are gonna come looking like so-called Chinese, so-called East. You got a so-called one that looked like so-called East Indian the other day, right?
That's right.
He was captivated and through the spirit. We're like, oh, they said, no, actually, no, he was Sri Lankan, right? And I said, wait, you're Sri Lankan? He said, yeah. You know, and he, through the spirit, that's an Israelite. That's why he said, I gotta come back, okay? Because the Lord is gonna gather his elect no matter where they're from, no matter how they look. You see what I'm saying? Because it's all about the spirit which comes from the seed. If you go farther, if a lot of these people that's walking around that look like other nations, if they go farther enough in their lineage, they're going to see a person that looks like me or this brother or this brother.
Yeah.
All right? On their father's side. All right? So I just want to let you know that, man. You know? What you got, bro?
This is Psalm 147 and verse 19. He showed
Because sometimes if you come in, they'll feel like they're uncomfortable because it feels like it's against them. Right? But you see, that's why you have to get the full understanding.
That's right.
You know? You understand what I'm saying? You got to get the full understanding before you just push that out here, man. Go ahead.
He showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He had not dealt so with any nation.
Right.
As for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise
Give me
ye
the
the
zeal.
Lord.
Give me the one on. If you have a precept, you can read your precept. You have the zeal? Yeah.
This is Romans 10 and verse 2. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge.
Right. They have the zeal of the Most High, not according to knowledge. That's speaking about the Israelites. Okay? Because at the end of the day, those are speaking to those Gentiles. When you read about the Gentiles in the scriptures, that's just Israelites that left their heritage. Right. Okay? They followed Greek customs, Roman customs, you know, whatever, wherever they were at. You see what I'm saying? Because there was something called Hellenization, all right, in the Bible, where they were forced to follow the Greek way. Matter of fact, give me the Maccabees, all right, and get me the, Isaiah 11? Yeah, you get Isaiah 11. All right?
That's it. Isaiah 11 and verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the isles of the sea.
And those people, those are the Israelites that are scattered all around the world, amongst all those people. And what happens when the men are around, especially Israelite men, when they're around different women of different nations, they're going to go lay down with those different women of those different nations. And what's going to happen? Their sons are going to look more like those other nations, right? And then their son lays down with another woman of that other nation. What happens? He looks even more like that other nation, to the point where it's unrecognizable. Right? You know? like we always show the example of Blake Griffin, right? And his son, right? His son has blonde hair and blue eyes. All right, but Blake Griffin, his father's a dark-skinned Levite, right? So-called Haitian. You understand? Drake. There's this one guy recently, man. I don't remember who. No. This was like a famous singer the Apostle Gabar was speaking about. I forgot his name, man. One of those rock bands, man.
Lenny Kravitz.
Huh? No, not Lenny Kravitz. No. It was another guy. I forgot his name though. But he looks like an Edomite. And he was singing that what we consider like a weirdo type rock. Had his hair colored, all kind of, But guess what? He found out that his real father, he never knew his father was a so-called black man. Right? So guess what? He was an Israelite. Although he was all bugged out and looked like that. But that's why they had so-called good records and good records. Man. Go ahead.
Verse 12, and he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth.
Right. Judah has to be the biggest tribe. I believe Judah might be the biggest tribe. Judah got to be all over there. That's why Judah had the biggest plot of land. Okay? Judah has to be scattered amongst all these different nations. Okay? Right? A lot of those Sicilians. A lot of those Sicilians are from the southern kingdom, right? Sicilian.
Like I said,
Italian.
Yeah.
Southern
My
Italian.
family, I'm blessed to know my lineage a lot because my name is Silvio Crescenzi. I'm the 13th.
Okay.
So I know way back. My family in the 10th century, they were the rulers of Rome, and
Okay.
they were the only family that ruled Rome that tried to destroy the Vatican City.
You said the 10th century?
The beginning of the 10th century.
See that? This is who was ruling Europe around that time. This is who was ruling Europe in the 10th century.
Exactly.
Okay? And these are all black, so-called black men. These are Israelites. These are all Israelites that you see, so-called black. You see the afros? All right? Well, a lot of them ancient, some of those pictures, you'll see them and they'll put like, it looks like it's an afro, but then they put like the stringy lines in there. That's them trying to destroy the image to make it seem like they were. No, they weren't. There's something called iconoclasm. Okay? The destruction of images. All right? There was a period of time. Matter of fact, look at my iconoclasm. Look at my iconoclasm. Huh?
This is First Maccabees.
So that's the spirit. You see, that's why you can't just jump and say this and that. Go ahead.
First Maccabees 3 and verse 48.
And by the way, the number 13, 1 and 3 equals 4, which is mercy. Go ahead.
First Maccabees 3 and verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
That's what they did. Okay, they took all these images and they did what?
It's the book of Job, chapter 9 and 24.
Yep.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Right, covered the faces, meaning that's what they're going for the destruction of the images. That's why you had all these images of the Lord were like this, dark skins, right? All the images prior to the Renaissance period, they were all dark skinned. Now you got, show me the Caesar Borgia. Then you had this, okay, which was created by Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, okay, which was this guy, okay, Caesar Borgia, which was a wicked demon, all right, that slept with his own sister and killed his own brother, man. Edomite. You understand what I'm saying? They were also known as the first crime family. Okay? The Lord is a so-called black man. All right? With white woolly hair. Describes it.
That's right.
In the first chapter. All right? And Daniel's the 9th chapter. Right? So the truth is coming out now. All right? Daniel's the 10th chapter. Daniel's the 9th chapter of the Heavenly Father. Okay? So these things are very important because there's so much lies that have been pushed in the earth. People don't know even what their own nationality is. I'm black. I'm Colombian. I'm this, I'm that. These things. Wait a minute. African. Those are all African. Those are, first of all, the word, when you call yourself an African American, okay, that's not even a nation that goes back to the Bible. Okay? America goes back to Amerigo Vespucci, which was an Edomite. An Edomite man. So it doesn't make any sense. Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is the book of Revelation. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 20, and verse 1, and it reads, And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit, and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent.
You say you like Revelations, right? This is Revelation 20 and chapter. Go ahead and read that again.
Revelation 20 and 1, and I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit, and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him a
What old
thousand.
serpent? The old serpent going back to the garden. Like I told you, that spirit was just reincarnated into the Edomites. Okay, and now they're ruling the earth. Okay, that old serpent, that dragon. Go ahead. It's known as a serpent, a dragon. Give me the crooked serpent. Go ahead.
And bound him 1,000 years. And
Yep. So when it said it bound him 1,000 years, well, actually finish that. You can finish.
and cast him into the bottomless pit.
All right. Now I need you to get me where it says he chose in one pit. Okay. Because the bottomless pit is speaking about Europe. Okay. Because of the lack of natural resources. All these different lands are known as pits in the Bible. Okay, we're going to show you a precept on that right now. Right?
This is 2nd Ezra 5 and verse, I'm going to start 23. And said, O Lord, that bearest rule of every wood of the earth, and of all the trees thereof, that has chosen thee one vine, and of all the lands of the world, that has chosen thee one pit.
That pit is Jerusalem, Israel. That's the Heavenly Father's favorite land. That's why he gave that to his people. Okay? Because that's his favorite land. And his eyes are always on Jerusalem. Okay? Go ahead.
Look at it again, verse 24. And of all the lands of the whole world, that has chosen thee one pit.
Okay, good. Now it mentioned the serpent, the dragon, you'll be sent into the chains, into the bottomless pit. See, when they picture this, they're thinking of some fantastical stuff. You know, a guy down underground with a pitchfork and all this. That's what they're thinking about. No, this is metaphorical. Okay, go ahead, read that.
This is Isaiah 27 and verse 1. In that day, the Lord, with his sword and great and strong sword, shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent.
Right, because the Lord, when he comes back, he's coming to judge these Edomites. That's what the serpent is speaking about, these Edomites. Okay? That's the crooked serpent, that's the dragon, that's all that. Okay, go ahead. Oh, it's good. What's your mind?
And he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea.
Same thing, in the sea, okay? Go ahead.
And cast, verse 3, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more.
Meaning what? When the Edomites are in power, what do? They deceive, man. They bring deception. Hence the Renaissance. Hence they destroyed this. Hence the whole society. Okay? You understand? This is how they operate. That's why we call them the devil. That's what the Bible calls them. Okay? Go ahead.
This is the book of John, chapter 10, and verse 10. The thief cometh not, but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, that they might have it more abundantly.
Right. The thief is Esau, but keep going.
It says, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up.
Back in Revelations. Go ahead.
Revelation 20 and 3. And cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled.
Where's that other image where you had the Edomites fighting? But anyways, but that's the thing, right? The seal and the chain, that just represents Esau not being able to come back up into power. Okay? Now you can show them that. Show them that, okay? This is you've seen this before. I think you've seen it. But that represents Esau not being able to come up into power. Okay? That's what it means, alright? So at that time, those were the kings. The so-called black men, those were the kings. The blacks and the princesses, those were the so-called black men. Okay? In Europe, okay? Now, when you deal with the chain and the bond, that means that they weren't able to come up with the power. Like us right now as a people, we have a chain on us. A spiritual chain. Okay? That's why Jake, they have all this talent, but they're not profiting off this talent. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? They got those people in the music industry, they're getting screwed over those deals. Okay? The ones that's making the real money is the small hat people that run the corporations. Okay? The Edomites that run the basketball leagues. You understand? And then every so often you'll have some of them come up and say, they'll say some racist stuff, the owners of those leagues. But hold on, and you get money off of your life is based upon making money off of it, right?
Right.
So it's like, but that's showing you the hatred that Esau even towards Israel, right? Go ahead.
It says that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season.
Yeah. Right. So okay, now this is the little season where he's loose. All right. This is the little season where he's loose. We're in that little season because you have to understand, 400 years, 500 years in the space of history is nothing. That's a little time. Okay? Because 1,000 years to eternity is like a drop of a bucket. Right? It's like a drop in not even a drop in the bucket, a drop in the ocean. That's what it is. Because when we rule, the next rulership with Yahweh Shai and the Israelites is going to be an eternal rulership. Okay? You got something? Never got the definition right.
This is the definition of iconoclasm in the regular Google definition, and it reads: iconoclasm literally means image breaking, and refers to like a recurring historical impulse to break or destroy images for religious or political reasons.
Right. And that's what they were doing. They were destroying the images. And if you look, you can also find an event. It was like a particular time period where they was burning a whole bunch of images in Europe. Burning a whole bunch of images. It's like a period of like maybe 100 years. Go ahead. I don't remember the exact time.
It says, for example, in ancient Egypt, the carved visages of some pharaohs were obliterated by their successors. During the French Revolution, images of kings were defaced.
Well, let's not even deal with that. We're not going to deal with it. I'm talking about before the French Revolution. I'm talking about
They destroyed the Library of Alexandria.
in Egypt. Yep.
Even the Nazis were destroying art and books.
Yeah, but I'm dealing with even before that. Even right when they were just coming into power, right after like maybe the 1400s, late 1300s, 1400s, that's when the Renaissance began. Because Renaissance means what in French? Rebirth. Renaissance. It's the rebirth of the Edomites back in power. That's what it meant. So no one asks us these questions. What does this mean? What do you mean Renaissance? Renaissance of what? Right? And I remember there's this one guy that came up to me as an Edomite looking guy, and he said that, yeah, you know, what you're saying is true. My professor told me that, yeah, the black people rule Europe, right? He said, don't tell nobody. Why did he say don't tell nobody? Because they like to keep, they want to put that on the low, all right? That's called so-called white supremacy. It was better. Right. But the reason why they call it dark and Byzantine means backwards. They said that was a backwards age. Because basically, why? Because they're saying that you Israelites are less than them. Okay? So they're trying to say, oh, nothing was happening. We think nothing was happening. You know much history was going on back there? With crusades and all these things. So that's a lie. That's what they say.
Also, they call it the medieval times. That's another false picture that you saw. You saying it was evil times. But that was a great time for Israel.
I mean, it was better. It was better. You know, but Jake was still being wicked. Our people were still being wicked. That's where, first of all, those popes are the ones that started the Catholic Church. Those so-called Catholics. All right? That was wickedness. Okay? Not the Catholic. Well, they started the Catholic Church, but also the Muslims. Okay, the Islam. Okay? They started that too. That goes back to the popes, man. Going back to the
It says, what is 16th century iconoclasm? It says, 1530, the act of destroying just the nose or face and the hands of religious icons, and peculiar to English iconoclasm.
Yes, you gotta get that image, because a particular image where an Orthodox Greek is painting over an image, and he's painting it, the dark image is painting it. Okay, so-called. All right?
Oh, I think you're talking about this, right?
No, not that one. No. It's an actual picture of a person. Let's see. Yeah. Why were they doing that? You know, you gotta ask why were they doing that? What you got, bro?
I got Malachi 1 and 4. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate place. Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hate had indignation forever.
That's it. That's Esau Edom. That's Esau Edom. Okay? So I said this is, listen, man, to not be you would rather be any other nation than to be an Edomite. Edomite is the worst nation in Israel. Okay? See, now they're doing okay. Now they're on top of the world, but when it's all said and done, Esau's going to be the worst nation. All right? That's it.
So back to Revelation 20 and verse 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea.
Right, that's it. All right, so that's what he did. He went around, he deceived the nations. He came to this side of the earth, brought our brothers, the Gadites, he brought them all kind of Edomite, Caesarea Borgia. He brought that image. See, this is God, you know. We're God's people, and, you know, whatever we do to you, let us see. All right? That's what he did. Okay, he brought that to even to the north, the other Latin tribes, he brought the same thing. And that's why our people are so infatuated with this Es Blanco in their brain. And they actually believe he's white. He must say, no one believes him. Trust me, they believe he's white. Okay? With blue eyes and all that. Trust me. All right? What you got, bro?
This is 2 Corinthians 4 and verse 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, and whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Mashiach, who is the image of
bro,
Yahweh,
let him listen. Go ahead.
who is the image of, I'm read that again. This is 2 Corinthians 4 and verse 3.
Yeah.
But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, and whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not.
Right. God of this world, which is really Satan. All right? Go ahead.
Lest the light of the glorious gospel of Mashiach, who is the image of Yahweh, shall shine unto them.
Right. Got that?
This is Isaiah chapter 25 and verse 7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people.
Right, the face of the covering cast, which is basically the people not knowing who they are. Right? You got people, Chinese, they're calling themselves Chinese, but what's their biblical nationality? Because the Most High gave everyone a biblical nationality.
That's right.
They go back to the Moabites. Well, where's your father from? In Afghanistan? Oh, well, you would be an Elamite, most likely. Possibly be an Elamite, all right? But we got to deal with your spirit. No, but you might be. You never know. You got to see the spirit. We got to talk to you more, man. You know, although your people, but we read about people coming from Elam. Okay, so we don't know. We can't say for definite, but we know that those are definitely in Afghanistan. That's where the Elamites, the majority of those people are Elamites.
See the people listening. They're listening.
Okay, well, she knows about the 12 tribes.
Yes.
And the veil that is spread over all nations.
Right, the veil that is spread. Huh? Okay, go on. All right, go ahead. That's it? Okay, read Isaiah 61.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 60 and verse 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
His glory, what is the glory? His word. Right? We're speaking this truth. This is that glory being seen upon us, man. In a world of darkness, this is that light. Let me just see. This is that light. All right? Yahushua said if lift it up. Okay. See what I'm saying? This is why people, when they come, they're coming to the light. But it's only some people that are going to come to the light and stay with the light. No, you might come to the light, you might pass by the light, you might stop for a minute, but you might not stay with the light. And it doesn't mean anything if you don't stay with the light.
That's right.
Okay? You got to hold these words to your heart dearly and never let them go. Okay?
It says many are called, but few are chosen.
That's it. Many are called, few are chosen, man. Many people say, oh, I'll be back, I'll be here every week, and then hey, that's lip service, you know? But then Satan will pop up and distract them, and then they'll never show up. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
This is Matthew 5 and verse 14. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel.
Right, we're a city set on a hill. We're a light, okay? You can't put it under a bushel. You gotta. That's why we have to come out and express this light, so everyone can learn it. We're coming out to the public, to the chief. Give me Isaiah, Proverbs 1:20. Okay, go ahead.
Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, that it may and giveth light unto all them that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
That's it. That's what we're doing. You're supposed to be out in the public. You're not supposed to be out in some secluded area. Okay? You're supposed to be out here. This is part of being a fool for Yahweh Shai, battling the elements. Because the majority of these people think this is stupid. They think I'm really these idiots. You see what I'm saying? We're enduring that for Yahweh Shai. We're enduring that for the Lord, man. Okay? And guess what? The Lord is going to reward those that continue to the end of this, man. And they're going to be made free, man. Right?
My wife has told me.
No problem, man. You have a good night, man. Have a good day, bro.
Like I said, you said 1 + 3 is 4 is the number of
Mercy.
I coincidentally, maybe not coincidentally, I got 4 tattooed on my neck.
Oh,
That's 4.
that's the spirit.
Hey, we got 444. Hey, really, you're not supposed to get no tattoos.
That's
I'll say
it.
that. Don't get no more tattoos, man. But hey, it could be spiritual anyway. Don't get no.
God bless you guys.
This is Proverbs 20 and 24.
Yeah.
Man's goings are of the Lord.
Yeah.
How can a man then understand his own way?
Right. How can a man understand his own way? All right. Every no man can understand. But anyways, that's not what we're talking about. Go ahead.
John chapter 12 and verse 32. And I, if I be lifted up from the earth,
Yes.
will draw all men unto me.
This is what we made. This is Yahweh Shai. We're lifting up Yahweh Shai. That's the main thing we're preaching, man. It's Yahweh Shai. Okay? What you got, bro?
I got Luke 9 and 26. For whosoever shall be ashamed of me and of my word, of him shall the Son of Man be ashamed, when he shall come in his own glory, and in his Father and of the holy angels.
Right. Read that again.
For whosoever shall be ashamed of me.
Right, whoever's ashamed of Yahweh Shai. If you're ashamed, it means you're ashamed of the gospel, right? Because there's certain things that's harsh to the world, right? A lot of things we're saying is on the world, they swerve, the world. I mean the world now. They don't like, how dare you say that? That's what the world is saying. All right? So, certain people, when they come out and speak about this thing, they don't want to say the full truth.
Exactly.
Certain men, when they're preaching, they don't preach the full truth. We tell you everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly in the Bible.
That's right.
See, Deuteronomy, the 22nd chapter, had all these camps in their funerals. Okay? Because they think about their sister, their mama. All right?
That's right.
But that's in the law to also protect them.
Yeah.
See, but they don't understand judgment. They don't understand things. Okay? Now, there's a law in the scriptures that if your child is not right, if your child is wicked, right, and he's not listening to you up until, let's say he's like 11 years old, and he's not listening to you, he's about to come into his manhood, and it's specifically dealing with his sons. You're allowed to stone him. You're allowed to bring him to the elders, and if he's still wicked, you're allowed to put him in death to take wickedness out of Israel. Because wickedness is a cancer. You see, these people don't get it, man. Wickedness is a cancer. That's why now you've got people talking about, I'm binary, I'm non-binary. That's because you allow wickedness to flourish.
That's right.
And they're going as far as they can go in wickedness. All right? Hold on. This was reading. There's still more?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You said to read it again.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Be ashamed of me, of my words.
Yeah.
Of him shall the Son of Man be ashamed.
Right, of him. Right? So this is dealing with you men. All right? Because you men got to come out and push this word, man. It's your duty to come out and push this word. And you have to push the full 100% unadulterated truth, man. Okay? And guess what? The ones that are of the elect, the ones that are chosen to be delivered and have mercy upon, they're going to receive it.
That's right.
They're going to receive it, man. Okay? It said, my sheep hear my voice. So there's no way. What you got, bro? That's it?
Okay, so
This is Psalm 73 and verse 15. If I say I will speak thus, behold, I should offend against the generation of thy children.
Right. I should offend against the generation that I have children. That's it, man. All right? That's it. Right?
This is the book of Romans chapter 8 and verse 38. For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of Yahweh, which is in Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, our Lord.
that's right.
Because all the ones that are of the elect, they're going to fall right back in their lot. Okay? They're never going to deviate from the truth. See, they're not going to have the truth in the ancient world and then come back in this life and just be some wicked demon in the world, man.
That's right.
Okay? They're going to end up somewhere, somehow. The Lord is going to lead them to the truth. Okay? Go ahead.
The book of St. John 10 and verse 27.
Yep.
My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. And I give unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand.
That's it, bro. It says, if it be impossible, they may deceive the very elect. Okay? But it's not possible. There's nothing they can do. What can they do? There's nothing they can do to deceive us, man. Everything, we're watching every step they make. We're literally marking their steps. Every time, oh, the brother pulls out an article, oh, look at what Esau is doing. Oh, this and that. Oh, they're trying to set up this system, the digital. Oh, look at this. Oh, the CBDC. And everything Esau does, you got brothers watching. How can we be deceived, man? So, go ahead.
This is Revelation 14 and 4. These are they which will not defile with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goes.
These are they that follow the Lamb whithersoever he goes. And the virgins is not speaking about actual virgins. Okay, it's speaking about not falling into any other philosophy.
That's
or
right.
doctrine.
That's right.
That's what it's speaking about. You read Proverbs dealing with a strange woman. That's speaking about philosophies. Okay? Peter had a wife. His other disciples, they had a woman. Okay? So that's nonsense. All right? It's not realistic to believe every one of the elect, all 144,000, had no sex at the time they were child.
All right? It says, these were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto Yahweh and to the Lamb.
Ephesians chapter 1, verse 4. According as he had chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame that we should be holy and without blame before him in love.
Right, because we sin, right? We sin, right? Paul said, that which I would, I do, and that which I would not, that I do. Okay? All right? You see, matter of fact, get me that, okay? What you got?
Verse 5, having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Yahweh Shai to himself,
Yep.
according to the good pleasure of his will.
That's it, because it was his will to choose these particular fruits, these particular men and women that are going to get mercy, right? Because he chose them, okay, to get mercy, all right? And the men were with him from the foundation of the earth, meaning they were helping him build the planet, okay? The water, right? Those were angels, man. So, you know what I'm saying? People on the earth right now that partook in that building, man.
That's right.
The water, the animals, the trees.
That's right.
Right? Elements that you can't see. The elect is not these are great men. Okay? What you got, bro?
This is Job 38 and verse 4. Where was thou when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare if thou hast understanding. Verse 7. When the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of Yahweh shouted for joy.
Read that again. Read that again. That was one of them shit.
This is Job 38 and verse 4. Where was thou when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare if thou hast understanding. Verse 7. When the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of Yahweh shouted for joy.
Right. The morning stars. Now, what are the Israelites known as? The stars. Okay? So meaning what? When they were in that heavenly form, okay, in the beginning foundation of the earth, they were like, oh, this is good. You know, Jake, you know how Israel did, you know, probably separated. You know what I mean? Yeah, because guess what? We're in the heavens with the Lord create these things, man. Go ahead, what you got? Oh, no, it's like, go ahead.
I got John 17 and 24. Father,
Okay, go ahead.
Father, I will that they also whom thou hast given me be with me where I am, that they may behold my glory which thou hast given me, for thou lovest me before the foundation of the world.
That's it. Well, he loved Yahweh Shai before the foundation of the earth. But guess what? He loved the elect before the foundation of the earth as well. Okay? Huh? Yeah, bring that up.
This is Revelation 14 and verse 5. And in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of Yahweh.
So again, read that again.
Revelation 14 and verse 5. And in their mouth was found no guile.
Now, guile means deceit.
Deceit.
Right? Guile means deceit. Right? That's why we're pushing the full truth. We're not here trying to get numbers, man.
Yeah.
We're not here trying to cater to people's feelings, man. Okay? You see, a lot of these other camps, what they're trying to do, most of them, is they're trying to get followers so that they can get more money.
Yeah, that,
Right?
that's, yeah.
It's all about numbers. For us, it's not about numbers. If you want to leave GMS, you can leave. If you want to leave, you don't want to join the camp, you don't feel it, the Spirit's not in it, have a good day, man. All right? We're not here trying to hold anyone back. Okay? The elect is going to come to the light.
That's right.
That's it. Go ahead.
And in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of Yahweh.
They are without gold before the throne of Yahweh. Okay? And one of the signs that a camp is not right is that they got out mostly so much women on the college. Okay, because they're more easily susceptible to sin. All right. Us, we have few sisters that listen to that. Okay. The other pastor I said the sisters that listen to us got to be special women because we always get on them. Okay. Go ahead.
This is St. Matthew 7 and verse 19.
And these other camps rarely ever get on them. What you got? Go ahead.
Matthew 7 and 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal.
And that's what we're doing. Okay, we're laying up the treasures in heaven. But what did I ask for before? That's what somebody was born at.
For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
Right. That's what we're putting. This is where all these things. This is going into a spiritual bank.
That's right.
Every time we come out, it's going into a spiritual bank. But now, if you were to come into this truth and you do all this work, and then you leave, all of that is spent. All of that is done. Okay? It's taken out of the bank account. It doesn't count anymore. The scriptures tell you that. So it's very important to stay in this truth, man. Oh, you got something else?
Life or death.
That's something
man.
what I just said? Yeah. Go ahead.
This is Ezekiel 18 and verse 24.
Yeah.
But when the righteous man turneth from his righteousness and committeth iniquity and doeth according to all the abominations that the wicked man doeth, shall he live? And all his righteousness that he hath done shall not be mentioned.
Right.
And his trespass that he hath trespassed, and in his sin that he hath sinned, and then shall he die.
That's it. It's not going to be remembered. Right? If you turn from the truth and you go into doing wickedness and go back into the world, that's not going to be remembered anymore. Okay? There's very few instances that the Lord will have mercy on particular individuals. Like you read Zechariah, the 3rd chapter. Okay? You know that there's, that's going to happen with the Joshua the high priest, man. Okay, which is John. All right? Which says Joshua the high priest. All right, go ahead. What you got?
This is 2 Peter 2 and verse 20. For if after they have escaped,
But you don't want to play that game, right? You're not those people, right? We're not King David. You can't be acting like you're going to get the same mercy as
right.
King David.
That's right.
Right? Oh, King David did something. You're not King David, man. You got to move with sobriety, man. Fear, right?
this is Ecclesiastes 8 and verse 3. Ecclesiastes 8 and 3. Be not hasty to go out of his sight. Stand not in an evil thing, for he doeth whatsoever pleases him.
You're not hasty, man. You can't be just doing whatever you want in the sight of the Lord, man. The scripture says he gave no man a license to sin. All right? So you better think about what you're doing. Okay, although the elect is going to have mercy, you know their sin. All right? Because we're in this flesh. The Lord understands that. But there's a difference of being in this flesh and just, who's not here in your liberty. See, that's what the Christians don't understand. They use it, they think because they got grace, that means they all just eat whatever I want, pick up now. Yeah, it's what that is to take them away from accountability. They don't want to change their lifestyle. They don't want to change their lifestyle. They want to keep the same thing going. Man. Go ahead. What you got, bro? You got what I said? Yeah.
This is Romans chapter 7 and verse 14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin.
Right. The law is spiritual. The law is a beautiful thing. When you read these laws, this is what would bring. If these were all implemented on earth right now, you see the earth just flourish. Okay? The oppression that you're going through now, that would just listen. Right? Because this whole money system would have to be done away with because it's all fraud, right? Go ahead.
But I am carnal, sold under sin. For that which I would do, I allow not. For what I would, that do I not.
Right. What is the thing that he does that he allow not? That's sin. Okay? You understand? So why? Because we're in this flesh. All right? These chains of darkness. Matter of fact, you can get this scripture in the NOT. Get it in the NOT. All right? Quote it. Okay, go ahead.
Matthew 26 and verse 41. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak.
And we're in the time to get very serious now. We're not in the time to be playing games. Now is the time to lock into the spirit and be very serious.
Right.
Because we're down to the wire.
That's right.
All right? The next event these devils pull off, man, is going to be on a whole nother scale. Okay? It's not going to be the same as the C-19. It's going to be on a whole nother scale. The next event they pull off. All right? So now's the time to get serious, man. Pray, and also keep the commandments of Yahweh Shem Shah, man. All right? Go ahead.
This is Ephesians 5 and verse 15. See that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil.
Yep, redeeming the time because the times are evil. We're coming to the most evil time that has ever been. You have to understand, it's going to be like a horror movie out there. Like all culmination of the worst horror movie you've ever seen. That's what it's about to be out here. Okay? And the Lord is setting everything up, man. Oh, get me that where the cities, spot. Get me that where the cities is going to be, 10 people left in the city. 16. Okay? What's that?
Matthew 24, verse 27.
Go ahead, bring it out. Bring it out, mess it up.
For as lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even into the west, shall also the coming of the Son be. Son of Man.
And everyone's going to see it. That's what it means. You got more on that?
There's one.
Jump
For wheresoever the carcass is, there will be eagles gathered together.
What verse you at? What verse you at?
28.
28?
Yeah.
Okay, go up to 20. Let's see. 20.
But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world.
Because our people were so zealous for the law on the Sabbath day, they wouldn't do nothing. A lot of those people, they went like the Maccabees, they didn't fight. That's why the Edomites came and attacked them on the Sabbath. Because they knew, oh, they're not going to fight. But then the Spirit got on Judas, right? To say, listen, now we got to fight, man. All right? We got to fight. No, that's where be not over righteous comes. Right? Don't be over righteous to the point where you destroy yourself. Right?
No, nor ever shall be, except those days shall be shortened. There should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
Except those days be shortened, and the Lord is going to shorten those days. That's why I said, once that MOTB pops off, once Jacob's trouble hits, everything is going to be fast. It's not going to be no 10 years to go. All right? That's going to be a quick thing, man. All right? Whether it's a couple years or whatever, it's going to be quick. All right? What you got? Oh, Salakia, I asked you something, man. Bring that up.
The book of 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 11.
Yes.
Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons are ye to be?
Knowing that the destruction, the nuclear destruction is going to come, the Lord is going to burn up all these things you see, all these things, these buildings are going to be taken down. What manner of persons are you to be? How are you supposed to act according to the scriptures? Not according to you and the way you feel about it, but how are you supposed to act according to the Bible? Go ahead.
In all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hastening unto the coming day of the Most High.
Because this is not a thing where you just come out to camp and then you're righteous in camp. No, you got to live this thing.
That's right.
This has to be within you. You got to be completely changed into a new man. Righteousness, man. What?
Wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Right, and then you'll have people, and you live your life, and to you, to me, it's like I'm not righteous, I'm not good. You know what I mean? Like in a sense, you're thinking like, oh, bro, I'm sinning, I sin. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get right. You know what I'm trying to say? But then the people in the world, they tell you like, yo, I know you're a man of honor, you're this, you're that, right? You know, even my own father told me, said, okay, your father knows you're a man of principle. I said, wow. You understand what I say? But I said, but the thing is this, because when you're in this truth, you're not seeing it how they're seeing it. You're not seeing life how they see life. Okay? You're moving in a different manner. And they should be able to see that change within you. The people around you should be able to see that change within you. What? Let's sit on that.
Just tell you to put on us the elect.
Yes.
Part of putting on us the elect is what basing this truth, basing your life upon this truth.
Yeah.
You know, how you walk outside the world, you know, you base it upon this truth, man. You see, I wish I told you to put the truth first, and everything else is gonna come after, right? There's fruits of the spirit that you have to put in your lifestyle.
Yeah.
You see, certain precepts that you're doing whatever it may be, precepts pop up on how you act on your next decision. You see, that's putting on us the elect.
Right. You that are not prophets, you got it good because you can watch the videos and learn the concepts, right? You get a lot of learning from watching the videos, man. Right? A lot of things that stick in your brain just by listening and hearing brothers saying over and over again. Okay? That's going to help you to make certain decisions in life. Got that guy, yeah? What? Got somebody? This is, did you find that, Zabak? Well, bring that out, Zabak. Bring that out.
2 Ezra 16 and 20 and 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Verse 27. So that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. For of a city there shall be
You
left.
know what, brother? Hold that. We're going to come back to that. Hold that. I just wanted to finish this off. Hold that. We're going to read that again. Go ahead.
It's the book of Colossians, chapter 4, and verse 5. Walk in wisdom toward them that are without, redeeming the time.
Meaning what? Them that are without the truth. You gotta walk in wisdom even towards them. You don't just be an asshole to people. You gotta have to have decorum amongst them. Okay? You have to know how to deal, man. You know? Right?
Verse 6. Let your speech.
You go to a place, you gotta tip. You gotta tip, man. Then, I'm an Israelite. I don't tip. You got people with that mentality, man. All right? You're supposed to be my number. You gotta go. You give good tips. All right? Go certain place. No, thank you. You know? Excuse me. You know, brother's supposed to have. You know, we're supposed to have decorum, man.
And on your job too, you gotta do it.
Your job, don't we?
Yeah, you know.
Say, what are you gonna say?
When you say when you go to work, you gotta give a good performance,
Yes.
you know.
They should be saying, "Oh, this is like the best worker. This is a reliable."
Yeah, that's
guy."
right.
All right. All them jobs I went through, they said, "Oh, wow, yo, the way you work is like," you know what I'm saying? And this one job I had, you know, this mobile I was working with, right? He's, you know, he see me, said, "Oh my goodness, when you left, we have to hire 6 guys to do your job." I said, "Sure, he do this job, one guy." You know what I'm saying? That made me feel good. Why? Because that's showing that I know how to, you know, have proper rapport amongst these people. They have a good report about me. Right?
Verse 6. Let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man.
When all is said and done, the only thing they're going to have to come up against us with is this word. It's the fact we're preaching this truth. That's the only thing they're going to have against us.
Right.
And that's the only thing that they had against Yahushua.
That's right.
It's the only thing they had against him. He didn't do no sin. Okay? So that's what are they going to have to bring out? False accusations.
right.
They're going to have to sensationalize things.
That's right.
Find the clips where brothers might have got mad in the spirit,
Yeah.
or certain brothers that fell out of the truth that wasn't right to begin with, said some odd things. You understand? And they're going to use that. And that was all set up for the Heavenly Father anyway. Okay? Go ahead, what you got? Let's sit on that. You sit on that? You got something? This is, you have a precept before you get that? So now you got to say this 15? Okay, go ahead. Read that, 2 Ezra 15. Actually, no, before you read that, Zabak, bring that out. It's to show you how serious of a time we're getting to, man.
2nd Ezra 16 and 27. So that one man shall desire to see.
Well, go up.
Second Ezra 16 and 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escapes the hunger shall the sword destroy, and the dead shall be cast down as dung.
That's it. So there's gonna be so much dead bodies out here. It's gonna be like dumb. It's gonna be no one's gonna bury them. And that in itself is gonna leave a stench in the cities, man.
That's right.
In certain places. Okay. Go ahead.
And there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit.
Right. So you're gonna see like these. You know how there's like grass that goes out of the concrete. All those grass are gonna overgrow, right? Because no one's gonna be left to deal with it, right? Abandoned cars everywhere, right? You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna look crazy in the cities. All right. Just like I Am Legend.
That's right.
Okay, I Am Legend, you had deers and lions in the city. It's good to watch those type of movies so you can get the mentality of what's going on.
But didn't you post a video in the city, I think in Toronto?
Yeah.
You see the coyotes or you see wild beasts?
And then I posted another video, and that was the brother that was looking at a coyote chasing the guy. That was a brother from Toronto. Okay, so the article, the brother seen it in real life. The brother was like kind of laughing. All right, and that was a big coyote. Which I saw some coyotes out there in they had a reserve by Tonawanda. Okay, so it's like, yo, I see like a family. So listen, man, the Lord is getting ready to set all these things up where it's about to be bad out here for these people. Okay? So I keep reading.
The tree, 2nd Ezra 16 and 25. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of man, so that one man shall desire to see another, and to hear his voice. For of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field which shall hide themselves in the thick
But
growths.
of the city shall be 10 left. Imagine if there was 15 people in Montreal right now. You probably would never even be able to see those people. Understand? This is how much death is getting ready to come on this earth. Okay? And everything is setting up like dominoes, man. And these people don't see it. These people are just walking around, they don't have no idea what's going on. Alright? When there's no groceries in the food in the grocery store, they're gonna find out that day or the day right before. Okay? Go ahead, keep going.
Verse 28. For of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the cleft of the rocks.
More? That's it on there? That's it. Okay. So there's only going to be a few people left in these cities, man. Okay? And the rest of the people are going to be dead. All right? See? Don't forget World War III, there's going to have to be a draft. All right? So a lot of these people are going to be sent over to the war too. Oh, got that precept? Read it out.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 33.
Which Russia right now, they're already drafting people. You got people trying to run away. And the World War III didn't even start yet.
You draft until 65 years old.
Up in the city, yeah. Well, soon they're just gonna have to pull anyone. Hold on. You got one leg? How's it work? I mean, they might not go that deep, but I mean, they're gonna go deep. A lot of these people that don't, you know what I mean? Think, no, I can't. They'll start coughing. You come with us. Right?
2nd Ezra, chapter 16.
Then we can see the woman king. Okay, so then they're gonna change. Because you remember when they said there might be a draft, all the women made TikToks and said, oh, yeah, I want to cook and clean again. Wait till they set up over to the draft, man. Okay, no, you're stronger than me. What you got, bro?
2nd Ezra 16 and 33. The virgin shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The woman shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers.
Why?
In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed.
Right.
And their husbands shall perish of famine.
That's it. So they're the people that they're engaged with, right? Their husbands and all that, they're going to die of famine, they're going to die from the war, or whatever other means. All right? Maybe wild beasts, whatever other means. Okay? And they're going to mourn not having it. And then some of them are just, most of the lot of these people are single. Okay? So if the Spirit of the Lord ain't with them to be delivered, man, because a lot of the sisters that might believe in this truth are married to the Lord might will give certain men spiritual powers in that time, and might find sisters, will find sisters, or whatever means the Lord will guide it, where they're okay, man.
That's right.
Okay? Which there was the one Issacharite sister, right? The other comic boy, she had that dream where a brother, like basically the troops was about to rape her, grabbed her up, about to take her, do whatever to her. And then a brother came, one of the brothers that in the camp, all right? And one of them in the camps, I guess in the States or whatever, and delivered her, man. Basically beat them up or whatever. And she said it was like nothing. He beat them up like nothing. Why? Because that's spiritual power. Right? So these type of things, listen, the Lord is turning up the left hand, so he's going to turn up the right hand too. All right? The things that get ready to come have to be worthy to be written in the next books of the kingdom.
Yeah.
What do you think? In Acts, Peter was healing people with his shadow. With his shadow. Shalom, bro. I remember him. All right? People was healing people with his shadow. Okay? Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 32:2. And the man shall...
Imagine that. You got an ailment your whole life. And then you just see someone's shadow, you can just touch the shadow, and your whole body is renewed. That's crazy. Okay? To raise the dead. You understand what I'm saying? To speak languages he never spoke before, never heard before. Okay? So, what do you think is gonna guess what? We're gonna outdo, certain brothers gonna outdo those things. Okay? Because we're coming to the greatest time.
So the Lord says, verily, verily, the works that I do not.
John 14 and verse 12. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also. And greater works than these shall he do.
Right. It's like certain miracles that the Lord did, some works that he did, couldn't even be written in the scriptures, man. And mind you, the Lord only lived 33 years, man.
Yeah. Also, that said that even the world couldn't contain it. If it was written. Right? So, all the things that Peter and them were doing wasn't written either. You know what I mean? So, the angel delivered Peter out of the prison. So guess what? Bro, listen, man. Listen, our power is so much greater than Esau. Esau can't even, it's not even going to comprehend what's going on when it happens, man.
Psalm 18 and 34. He teacheth my hand to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by my arms.
Right, that's King David. Right? King David was breaking bows of steel with his arms. Imagine breaking steel with your arms. Imagine breaking this pole right here with your arm. You understand what I'm saying to you? That's what King David was doing. That's spiritual power.
Right.
And there's a scripture that says he leaped over a wall. What kind of wall? What kind of wall was it? It wasn't a fence. It wasn't a backyard fence. It was a big wall, man. See, like you see those Moabite movies, and they run off the wall. That's what he was doing.
Remember that $6 million man?
No, it's better to have faith. Because really, if you're to be delivered, there's nothing that nowhere you can escape to. There's really nowhere you can escape to, because that hell is going to be down there anyway. So, everybody might be
saying like each one part of their own like plan or family property. That's all.
You're talking about the scripture that says that? Because I think I know what you're talking about.
Yes, there was a reference. There's
every man shall go back to
that anyhow I don't know the language Hebrew enough, but it's all written in Hebrew, and there's no like someone explaining or talking. There's just like the sound in the heart. But the person takes a biblical scripture and tying in like as Hebrew as well, like Old Testament and New Testament, and anyhow. But I will bring it to you.
Okay. Read that. This is how you were to be delivered. Go
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed.
By his works and by faith. That applies to the woman too. Okay, you gotta have, well, there's two things, right? You could be saved, there's two ways. Really, a woman could be saved based upon her husband being a man of the Lord, okay? Or by faith, and part of the works is what? You know, trying to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, right? Helping out the ministry. Get me that where the Lord said about Phoebe, all right? Because, well, not the Lord, but Paul spoke about Phoebe. There's particular women, you gotta take the example of the women in the Bible. You understand? You know? Go ahead.
And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works.
How are you going to escape? By what? By his works?
And by faith.
And by faith.
Whereby ye have believed.
That's it.
Shall be preserved from the sad perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning.
That's it. All right? So the ones that are chosen, there's no escape anyway. You know what I'm trying to say? There's no escape. You might go down there, it might be worse than the situation than what you're down here.
Because like many times I have before coming here, I was reading the Bible a lot in the past like 3-4 years. Anyhow, and so at some point I was just walking somewhere, and out of nowhere I was and said, "Are you ready to give me head?" I wrote that down in my case, but from this point on to that, I have to believe that like passion faith.
That's it.
What you said, for me, the second case, not the first case.
Right. Well, the thing is this. You have to be willing to, but doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have to go through it anyway. The Lord Bible doesn't, but he wants you to be willing to. All right? You see what I'm saying? He wants you to be willing to, but doesn't mean you're necessarily going to go through that. Okay? Give me the feet, please. No, it's okay.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 16 and 1. I commend unto you Phoebe, our sister, which is the servant of the church, which is at Kencrea, that ye receive her in the Lord as becoming saints,
right,
and that ye assist her in whatsoever business she hath.
This is a church. Every camp around the world, these are churches. You see the brothers and the apostles in New York, that's a church. They have a church. You got in Toronto, we got brothers, a church over here. You understand what I'm trying to say to you? So when you help out the church, that's part of work, sir. That's what made Phoebe righteous. She's an elect.
And the passage
Right.
is which one, sorry, again?
We're going to read Romans, the 16th chapter, in the first verse. I commend unto you Phoebe, our sister, which is the servant of the church, which is at Kencrea, that ye receive her in the Lord as becoming saints, and that ye assist her in whatsoever business she hath need of you. For she hath been a succorer of many, and of myself also.
A succor is like basically a help. Okay, someone to help. You know? However it may be. You know what I'm trying to say? However it may be. See? What you got, bro? This is, if you got something else on that particular topic, you can pull it out.
This is James chapter 2
You got something on that?
and verse 17. Even so, verse 17, even so faith, if it hath not works, is dead, being alone.
Yes, so we'll go 2 verses here. Go 2 verses.
Verse 14, what doeth the prophet, my brethren, though a man say he hath faith and have not works? Can faith save him? If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needful to the body.
Right, because the Lord said what? He said that keep going.
What doeth the prophet?
Oh, blessed is the servant he finds so doing. You understand? Not blessed is the servant who just finds believing. He finds so doing. Go ahead.
What doeth it profit? Even so faith, if it hath not works, is dead, being alone. Yet a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my
And
works.
this is a display of our faith. We're not coming out here because because this is some type of fashion statement. All right? This is a displayment of the faith. Okay? Because we believe in it, we know this is the truth. You understand? So it's not even it's spiritual at all. These brothers know this is the truth. We all came together based on the truth. Right? All right? Go ahead, bro.
Thou believest that there is one God. Thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble. But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead?
Yeah.
Was not Abraham our father justified by works
Yes.
when he had offered Isaac his son upon the altar? Seest thou how...
Hold on, because that was a great thing he had to do, man. He told him to offer Isaac upon the altar, man. All right? That was a great work. You see what I'm saying? So he said, because imagine, you got basically your only son, all right? And he had Ishmael, but Isaac was the one that the promise was going to. All right? And he was going to offer him up to the Lord as a son. And he didn't question it. He said, okay, because you know why? Because he knew that if he were to do that, the Lord could raise him back up or would raise him back up.
That's right.
Because he said, listen, he said the promise. He said he's going to be the son of the promise. So if he puts him to death, where's the promise going to go to?
That's right.
Listen, he trusted the Lord.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying to you? Just like we trust the Lord. We are to trust the Lord. I'm speaking for myself. I trust the Lord. We ought to trust the Lord, man. All of us, man. Every brother. Go ahead.
Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he had offered Isaac his son upon the altar?
Yeah.
Seest thou how faith wrought with his works, and by works was faith made perfect?
That's what made him a friend to the Most High. That's why the Most High said, he's my friend. All right? From back to the Most High said, that's crazy. Can you imagine? And no, that's what I'm saying. Imagine, what I mean by that is imagine the Most High saying that to you. You know what I'm trying to say? It's amazing. But that also to show you that, listen, man, we get every example from Yahweh through Yahweh Shah. Let's put it that way. Because even Yahweh is humble. If you could imagine it, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, he shows example of how to be humble in other words. Let's say it's humble. He shows examples of how to be humble. It's amazing. Go ahead.
And the scripture was fulfilled, which said, Abraham believed the Most High, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness.
Well, he proved that he believed. He didn't just say he believes. Someone could say they're a friend, but then when you go through hard times, if they're not here to help you financially, whatever the case may be, then are they really your friend? They can say you're a friend. You know how much friends in the world you want. Love you, bro, and little hugs and all that. But when things really hit the fan, were they really there for you? You know what I'm trying to say to you? That's what really proves them a true friend. That's it. That's exactly it. Okay? Go ahead.
And the scripture was fulfilled, which said, Abraham believed the Most High, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness. And he was called the friend of Yahweh. Ye see then how that by works a man is justified, and not by faith only. Likewise also was not Rahab the harlot justified by works, when she had received the messengers and had sent them out another way? For as the body without the spirit is dead, so with faith without works is dead also.
Although she was a heathen, all right, she did that. She helped the prophets get out, so she got a reward based upon not getting put to death. Okay, that's what happened. Okay, her and her household was saved in that particular situation. So that's just an example. All right, and even that particular woman that was, she had that ailment. She had that ailment, and she had to get through the crowd to touch Yahweh's garment. Right? He was always constantly crowded. You know, it was rough, bro. Then, you know, it was hard to get through there to touch the garment. And there's a particular dude that climbed on the roof of the bed. They climbed on the roof of the bed and brought the bed. That's all works. That's all works right there. You know, and that general, he was a general, and he took a journey. He didn't just, you know what I mean? He didn't just see Yahweh Shai outside. Oh, that's Yahweh Shai. No, he went to go see him. Okay? Of course, also the general, you know, he said, Yahweh Shai just says it. He doesn't have to come to my house. You know, I'm going to believe it, and my servant's going to be healed. Right. So he had works with great faith. The perfect combination, right? Because it's incomplete one without the other. It's incomplete, man. It's like you have a car with no gas. Okay, you need gas. Okay, I got a car. I can get to the car. I got a car. But then you have no gas. How are you going to get there? Go ahead, bro.
Matthew 27 and 55. And many women were there, beholding afar off, which followed Yahushua from Galilee, ministering unto him.
Minister.
Yeah, unto him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta remember what was it? Mary Magdalene. She poured the oil on the Lord and washed his feet with her hair.
That's right.
That's a work. Them oils were expensive, man. That's why the apostles, that's why the other disciples, they said, yo, what are you doing? You can give that to the poor. And what did Yahushua say? He said, the poor will always be with you.
Right.
All right? But I won't always be with you. Okay? So, hey, that was a great work. Because that was expensive. That wasn't no oil you get at the store for $20, man. Okay? That thing's going to be thousands of dollars, man. So that right there was a work, man, that she did, man. And then, okay, go ahead.
This is Luke chapter 7. Luke chapter 7 and verse 44. And he turned to the woman and said unto Simon, seest thou this woman?
Yep.
I entered into thine house, thou gavest me no water for my feet, but she hath washed my feet with tears, and wiped them with the hairs of her head. Thou gavest me no kiss, but this woman, since the time that I came in, hath not ceased to kiss my feet. My head with oil thou didst not anoint, but this woman hath anointed my feet with ointment. Wherefore I say unto thee, her sins, which are many, are forgiven.
Through her works, man. She didn't sit there and say, I believe. She did something, man.
That's right.
You know, like you got certain dudes on the comment board talking about, oh yeah, I believe in this shalom. You don't need to hear your shalom if you've been on the comment board for over a year and you're not trying to get out here and do the work, man. Especially if you got a camp in your city. That's easy. That's easy. If you got a camp in your city, that's easy. All right? There's an Israelite camp in every major city in America, that's for sure. And there's an Israelite camp in, I'd say, a lot of these Canadian provinces as well. Okay? Go ahead.
For she loved much, but to whom little is forgiven, the same loveth little. And he said unto her, thy sins are forgiven. And they that sat at meat with them began to say within themselves, who is this that forgiveth sins also? And he said to the woman, thy faith has saved thee. Go in peace.
Right. Right. So shalom. That's it. Shalom. Shalom means peace. That's what Yahushua said when he popped up. Shalom. Yeah. When he popped through when he just opened the door, he just went and God is shalom.
This is Hebrews 6 and 10. For Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have shown toward his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister.
That's it. You minister to the saints and do minister. Minister means to serve. Okay? That's what a minister means. It means to serve. Okay? You got something?
This is Luke 18 in verse 9. I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth?
It's all about faith. It's all about faith, but it needs work. Okay? You need work with it. See them Pharisees thought they thought their faith was their work was everything. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead. Yeah, this is they thought it was about the law. The law is not going to deliver. Okay? Because first of all, there's no way we can keep the law perfect in this place. Right. And even back then they couldn't keep the law perfectly. You understand? So that's why he said, oh foolish Galatians, who have bewitched you. That's right. You know? If you think you're going to be delivered by he said, me, I'm a Pharisee of the Pharisees, right? Oh, matter of fact, you gotta get that. Get that. Go ahead. He was telling them like it is, man. He was bringing them humble in you. It's a lot of word, Joe. This is the book of no, go ahead, brother.
This is Philippians 2, and I'm going to start at verse 3.
Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem others between better than themselves. Look not every man on his own thing, but every man also on the things of others. Let us mind, let this mind be in you, which was also in Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. I'm going to jump to 7, but verse 8, and being found and fashioned as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even as the death of the cross. Wherefore, Yahweh,
Bring it up, bro.
Philippians 3 and verse 4. Though I might also have confidence in the flesh, if any other man thinketh that he hath if any other man thinketh that he hath whereof my trust in the flesh, I more. Circumcised the 8th day.
But you know, you get in. Okay, read that in the NLT. Read that in the NLT. All right. Which basically he was saying, listen, if you think you can glory in the flesh, I am more. Okay, circumcised the 8th day. You see, a lot of them might want to be circumcised the 8th day. Okay. Go ahead.
This is Colossians. Colossians 3 and verse 5 in the NLT. And it reads, So put to death the sinful earthly things lurking within you. Colossians 3 and verse 3 in the NLT. For you died to this life, and your real life is hidden with Hamashiach and Yahweh. And then Hamashiach, who is your life, is revealed to the whole world. You will share in his glory.
Philippians 3.
This is Philippians 3 and verse 3. For we who worship by the Spirit of Yahweh are the ones who are truly circumcised. We rely on what Yahweh Shai has done for us. We put no confidence in human effort, though I could have confidence in my own effort if anyone could.
Right.
Indeed, if others have reason for confidence in their own efforts, I have even more. I was circumcised when I was 8 days old.
That's it, showing you that that's part of the law. So we're saying, in other words, he's saying I was more perfect in the law than these men. All right, go ahead.
I am a pure-blooded citizen of Israel and a member of the tribe of Benjamin.
Right, we didn't say pure-blooded. So that's why you gotta watch these some of these translations that go off. King James is the most accurate, but we're saying this so you can understand better. Okay? It's basically saying he's an Israelite, okay, from the tribe of Benjamin. They say pure-blooded. If some people, they have half blood, they're half Israelite, half Edomite. That doesn't exist. What?
It says a real Hebrew, if there was ever one. I was a member of the Pharisees who commended the strictest obedience to the Jewish law. I was so zealous that I harshly persecuted the church. And as for righteousness, I obeyed the law without fault.
Right, because the Pharisees were masters in the law. Okay? But a lot of them, the Lord said what? They're going to die in their sins. Because they thought it was all about the works that they had in the law. All right? But they didn't have faith in Yahweh. Okay? So what does that mean? That means nothing, all right?
Verse 7, I once thought these things were valuable, but now I consider them worthless because of what Yahweh Shai has done. Yes, everything else is worthless when compared with the infinite value of knowing Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, my Lord. For his sake, I have discarded everything else, counting it all as garbage, so I could gain Yahweh Shai and become one with him.
You gotta count all that as garbage, man. You can't boast in those things, man. You can't boast in the law. In fact, all of our righteousness is as filthy rags. Okay? So you can't boast in that. Okay? The only thing you can do, one thing you can boast is that you know Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh. That's it. Okay? And you have to hope for his mercies, man. You know what I'm trying to say? While you're doing the work, man. Okay? And that's why I said to call yourself unprofitable servants, because even the things that you do, that's your duty to do. That's what that's the reasonable
Cool, I love y'all about
So
you,
you're
no shit.
for it?
Yeah.
That's good. Okay? That's a reasonable service, man. Okay? You said, a little bit more?
I no longer count. It says, I no longer count on my. I no longer count on my own righteousness to obeying the law. Rather, I become righteous through faith in Hamashiach. For Yahweh's way of making us right with himself depends on faith.
That's it. That's it. Right? Because it says without faith it is impossible to please him. Right? So you can do all that work, but if you don't got faith, that's not going to work either. Alright? So you have to have the combination of the two. And find out what you can do, what the Lord wants you to do. What's your role? Alright? If we're talking about that in class, right? That every brother has their own perfect gift, their own gift that was given from the Heavenly Father. Right? So you got to work within your own gift. And don't try to be something you're not. Okay?
What? This is relating to Abraham, which is the father of those that believe. This is Romans 4:10. How was it then reckoned when he was?
And when you work in that gift, watch the Lord increase you in that gift. Watch that gift increase, man. All right, I'm telling you by experience that how to increase. And I'm not saying it like I've been in the church for 20 years. All right, but I'm telling you from my experience of being out here, I've seen the Lord's work. You understand what I'm saying? I remember when I first came out, man. I was out by myself and I was shaking like this, man. I barely even speak, man. All right. See people coming out, look at this guy. You understand what I'm saying? Shaking, brother.
Yeah, I seen one of your old videos with a crazy guy.
It's coming up. Or eat him like.
No,
You got waves.
you got waves, you got waves.
That was sick. That wasn't even that old. That was like a year ago.
Oh, is that old? Okay.
That was sick. That was oh boy. And the spirit of sin just jumped on him as soon as we got here. Before he was talking normal on the phone. Anyways, that's we know how it happens. Okay, but my point is this. My point is that now now I become a better speaker. Right now, I do better lessons. All right, all through the spirit of Kari Yahweh. I'm working on the gifts of the
Yes.
All right.
This is Romans 4:10. How was it then reckoned when he was in circumcision or in uncircumcision? Not in circumcision, but in uncircumcision. And he received the sign of circumcision, a seal of the righteousness of the faith which he had yet being uncircumcised.
Right, that's it. Abraham. Abraham got the promise before he was circumcised, right? You see what I'm saying? So it had nothing to do with the law. He didn't keep the law. You understand? You believe? Okay. Well, he kept the law, but he didn't keep all of the law. All the law wasn't written down. They fell away. Okay, they fell away from the truth. It's all about the faith, right? Okay, go ahead.
That he might be the father of all them that believe, though they be not circumcised, that righteousness might be imputed unto them also. So the Gentiles will be saved ultimately by faith. So it all goes down to faith. The scriptures tell you clearly, the just shall live by faith.
Right? So that's and we preach a faith doctrine. Right? Okay, we're dealing with faith. These other cats are dealing with, oh, what are you going to do when that happens? Or we'll build a underway, Harriet's underground railroad type thing. That's carnality. That's because they don't truly have faith. Okay, you understand? Because they don't truly have the faith. That's the bottom line. But the ones, like we said, the ones that are of the elect are going to see the true teachers. We don't got to read it into anyone's head to see who's the true teachers. Right? The ones that come on to us and that listen and that are always around, we chalk it up to Yahweh Shai. Okay? Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus 36, verse 16. Reward them that wait for thee, and let thy prophets be found faithful.
Right, the prophets shall be found faithful. All right, so we know that he's going to reward his prophets, man. We know that. Okay? The people that trust and believe on him, man. Who have he despised? Give me that. All right?
This is is the book of Isaiah chapter 30 and 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction,
Though he put you in captivity, though he put your enemies over you, though he know how you in the bottom of all of the nations,
right? Yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers.
right? But thine eyes shall see thy teachers. And who are the teachers? The men of the Lord, the prophets, man. All right, start with the prophets, the apostles, the prophets coming back in their life. Okay, and they're coming back to teach the Israelites, man. Show them what's up. Okay, show them who they are, show them who their power is, bring them back. He always sent back saviors, man. You know, Moses, what did Moses do? Moses brought the name of the Heavenly Father back to them, man. Okay, with the law, statutes, and commandments. Right? Abraham restored the lineage of the sons of God. It was a lineage, a legacy, man. Going back all the way to Adam, man. Okay? See, people don't understand that, man. All right? It didn't just stop at the Israelites. Even before that, there was the sons of God. There was that those same spirits in that lineage, man. Okay? Go ahead.
But Ruth chapter 1, verse 21. Nevertheless, have we not hearkened unto the voice of the Lord our power, according unto all the words of the prophets, whom he sent unto us.
Right, by the words of what? Listen, the prophets were the most important people of our nation. All right? The kings would have consulted with the prophets. All right? You understand? And all the wicked kings that didn't consult with the prophets, guess what? The Lord got rid of them. Okay? So the prophets were the prophets was telling them what the Heavenly Father was thinking. Okay? Okay?
This is 2 Chronicles chapter 20 and verse 20. And they rose up early in the morning and went forth into the wilderness of Tekoa. And as they went forth, Jehoshaphat stood and said, Hear me, O Judah, and ye inhabitants of Jerusalem. Believe in the Lord your God, so shall ye be established. Believe his prophets,
yes,
so shall ye prosper.
See, and a lot of our people are too prideful to listen to the prophets because they're men, and they're not men that's coming how they want. They don't have a suit and tie, or maybe a Rolls Royce rolling up and down the street, you know, private jets. No, they came as regular men. All right? The scriptures say that we are the offscouring of the world, man. But those are the ones that the Lord is going to build up to be the rulers of the world. Okay? And what we're doing is we're telling our people the truth, but they're not accepting it, really ultimately because they're none of his. They're not of the Lord's. They're not of the Lord's sheep. They're not of the Lord's elect. Okay? But like I said, the ones that are of the elect, they're going to hear the truth and they're going to gravitate to the truth. Okay? Got it. What's something else? A little bit more?
This is the book of Amos chapter 3 and verse 7. Surely the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
And we have the secrets through the spirit of power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? What's his name? What's his son's name? That's the best kept secret. Okay? Who the true Israelites are, who all these nations are. Right? Like the guy came and asked in the car, who am I? Right? Because he knows where the light is at. You understand what I'm saying to you? A city on a hill cannot be hid, man. Oh, if I be lifted up, I should draw all men unto me, man.
This is Hosea chapter 12 and 13. And by a prophet the Lord brought Israel out of Egypt, and by a prophet was he preserved.
That's it. Moses was a prophet, all right? And he was a king. King David was a king, he was a prophet, he was a sinner, all right? You know what I'm saying to you? It was all there. A warrior, yep, great warrior. Okay? About one, you got something, right?
This is Hebrews 1 and verse 1. The Most High, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in times past unto the fathers by the prophets.
By the prophets, he spake. By the prophets. That's how the Lord speaks. Give me Proverbs 1 and 20. Go ahead, bro.
I got Nehemiah 8 and 8. So they read in the book, in the law of God, distinctly, and gave the sense and caused them to understand the reading.
Read it again.
So they read in the book, in the law of God, distinctly, and gave the sense and caused them to understand the reading.
Right, and that's what we're doing. We're causing you to understand the writings of this book.
Right.
Okay, that's why we're not hiding from questions, man. That's what we always tell people. Whenever they go over there and they ask those Christians that set up over there questions, and they come back to us, they don't get no answers from them. But we answer the questions. Right? Remember that guy who said, yeah, come on, man. All right? So, proof is in the pudding, man. It's just that they don't want to accept it. Hold on. You have another one?
Yep. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and 15. And I will give you pastors according to mine heart,
That's right.
which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
That's it. That's what we're doing. We're feeding you with this bread, this manna from heaven. Okay? That's what we're feeding you with. All right? And they're not. And a lot of people, they're putting, I don't want that. But the ones that receive it, all right, those are the ones that are going to get on the first go round that everlasting life. See, people are, you know what I mean? And that's why it says the things that we're going through is not to be compared to the things that we're going to get. Okay? Because imagine you're going to get everlasting life. The best, every day is going to be your best. It's going to be like 1,000 of your best days on this side. And it's going to be eternity. All right? So what we're going through, what is this? What is this? You know, Esau's going to do this, do that. They might kill some of us because of the word. Or what? So what? So what? Yeah, we're going to go right into glory.
Oh, right. So,
Huh?
the scriptures tell you this: a man's death is better than a man's birth.
Right. The end of a thing is
Better. The end of a thing is better.
Because we're coming into this hellish society. What is this? This is constant payments, constant hell, constant oppression, man. All right? What you got, bro?
The one who dies in the Lord also shall rise first.
Yep, that's true. Yep, exactly.
First Corinthians, verse 1, 1 Corinthians 1:27. But Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai had chosen the foolish things of this world to confound the wise.
And we are considered the foolish things, you know? We don't have no master's degree, no university scholarship, right? No biblical theologian scholarship, which a lot of these guys have. But they can't deal with us in the Bible. None of them can deal with us in the Bible. That's why they stop coming up to us, man. Because they come and then they get confounded. Oh, I didn't learn this. Because the Spirit is not in those schools. The Lord gave the Spirit to this particular men, okay, that He chose for the foundation of the earth.
That's right.
All right? So we are considered the foolish things of this world. And plus, Israel's the lowest nation on the earth right now. Okay? They're on the bottom of society right now. So how much more foolish is they? So all these so-called black men, Latinos, and Native Americans standing up and speaking these things. What are these things? That's in their mind. Okay? The foolish things of the world is confounding the wise, man. I just seen a video. This one, I think it was an Edomite, was bowing down to the camera. Okay? I don't know if you've ever seen that. He said, oh, Israelites, I know you so-called blacks, the Israelites, the whole street have mercy on you, and all this type of stuff. Because what? They're starting to realize the truth, man. All right? The Lord said this truth will go up to the four corners of the earth, and then shall the end come, man. All right?
So you shall pour His Spirit upon all flesh.
That's right. That's right. And listen, and they can't stop it. Esau, there's nothing Esau can do to stop this, man. This is the Spirit of the Lord, man. So who wasn't Esau? Oh, you wasn't going to read it? Keep going, bro.
And God also has chosen the weak things of this
The
world.
weak thing. We are the weak. Listen, what is the Jamaican army going to do? Huh? What is the Native American army going to do? What are they going to do? Start a big powwow? What are they going to do? You understand what I'm saying? What is the Levites going to do? Where's their army? You understand? I mean, the so-called Haitians when I say Levites. What are they going to do? We are the weak things in this world. Esau has the power. The so-called white man, the Edomite, he has the power. All right? So who's going to take down that power? The Lord Yahweh Shai, man. Go ahead, keep going, bro. Keep going.
Okay, and to confound the things that are mighty. Right? So He chose the weak things to confound the mighty.
That's it. That's exactly it. Esau is the mighty right now. All right?
This is the book of Romans, chapter 10 and 14.
Just like the Egyptians were the mighty. But the Lord took them down and delivered us.
What? This is Romans 10 and 14. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher?
How can they hear without a preacher? You know, that's why the Ethiopian eunuch, right? When he came up to, was that Philip came up to him? You got it? Yeah.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 8 and verse 30.
Because they think that the Most High is going to come speak to them personally in their room and teach them. The Lord doesn't work like that. And there's a reason he doesn't work like that. Because you know what that's going to do with the majority of these people? Is bring pride in them. Right? Even men of the Lord, that can make certain people prideful. Right? To do something like that.
Right. Knowledge puffeth up. So that's what he's telling you.
Oh, the Most High came to me, you know?
Right? Yeah, that's one of the reasons why he had to hit Paul with with that thorn in his flesh.
Yes.
You know, lest hey, be prideful. That's it. You know, all the visions that he received. He said, I know a man that went into the heavens, you know, and he didn't even want to say what it was, but he was speaking on his thing. You know? And so go after the people.
Because he had so much revelation compared to the other. He had more knowledge than the other disciples of the apostles. So the Lord kept that thorn in the side, which it doesn't say exactly what that ailment is, but it's a particular element that kept bothering him. And he prayed to get it out of him. The Lord said, no, my grace is sufficient. That was set there to humble you. When you get an ailment, when you get a sickness, that's a humbling thing. That will humble you. Okay? Even that devil Antiochus, now the Lord humbled him. Believe it or not, as proud as that devil was, the Lord humbled him, man. Made him rock from the inside out, man. Okay? To the point he couldn't even bear his own stench. That's what the Lord did to him for what he did to us. Turn Nebuchadnezzar to a beast. Had him out there eating grass in the forest. He went from a king to going out to eating grass in the forest like an ox. And they made him good feathers and all that, man. All right? So the Lord knows how to humble you. That's why you have to fear the Lord.
Good. All right? So the book of Acts, chapter 8 and verse 30. And Philip ran thither to him and heard him read the prophet Isaiah and said, understandest thou what thou readest? And he said, how can I, except some man should guide me?
Right? See, because so that means he was humble. He knew that he needed to be guided by a particular man. Right?
Reads on.
But nowadays, fast forward to 2022, even the women don't need no man. Go ahead, man. Nobody needs a man. And if you try to teach Jake doesn't want to try to teach these Israelite men, they're so emotional, right? Because they grew up in this world that it's like, oh, who are you to talk to me like that? You know, because they grew up in this thuggish mindset. No one can tell me anything. Right?
It's here, Acts 8 and verse 31, and he said, how can I, except some man should guide me? And he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him.
Right. That Ethiopia was in a high position. I was just about to say that. Yep.
It says a eunuch of great authority.
So he wasn't no low level, he was a high level guy. But he had humility.
That's real quick. This is about the humble. This is the book of Job, chapter 12, and verse 19. He leadeth princes away spoiled, and overthroweth the mighty.
Right? Overthroweth the mighty. You know? That's it.
Right? He removeth away the speech of the trusty, and taketh away the understanding of the age. He pours contempt upon princes, and weakeneth the strength of the mighty.
That's it. When you get older, a lot of times you lose your wits. People are in their like 80s, 90s, something like that. You start to lose their wits. Like even after Isaac, Solomon.
Verse 24, he taketh away the heart of the chief of the people of the earth, and causes them to wander in the wilderness where there is no way.
That's so? No?
This is back to Romans 10 and 15. How shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things.
Glad tidings, glad tidings.
Good.
And this is glad tidings. It's good things for who? For our people, man. Okay? For the Israelites. Not glad tidings for everybody. Not glad tidings for Esau. Okay? You got something? What?
This is Jeremiah 16, verse 19. O Lord, my strength, my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall surely say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, things wherein there is no profit.
Right. Which was written. What? Which is really going into the Israelites, okay, that are going to come back and, and say that, we followed the false way. Those are Israelites that are in those other nations. Sit on that. Anybody have any questions? Anyone have any questions before we close off? We'll start around 3:30. Around 3:30. We stay here for a long time. All right, good. Shalom, sister. Shalom, sister. Yeah, hold safe. Hold safe. All right. You have any questions, bro? No, call this number. Hey, brother. You have any questions? Just listen. Okay, about to close us. I want to make sure you have any questions. You good? Okay. All right, yo. All right. Where you from, if I may ask? Where's the father from? All right, so let's close up. We're going to say Shalom. Okay, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ukapadash.
All right, double eyes to the apostle, elders, and great millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to Rakim out there pushing this word out with truth and sincerity. Shalom to sisters on the comment board. Shemai, Yahweh, 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 Shemai, Shalom.
ETA and Bad Babad.